Hi students, welcome to this video module. In this video module, you will understand evolution of human resource management. Evolution of HRM is understood in two different levels. The first level is at worldwide, how human resource management is evolved or developed in different phases. So that we will understand by taking the support of eight different phases. So the second the part is we will just look at the India in Indian context how human resource management has been developed since its existence. So first of all, we have two modules to discuss evolution of human resource management in general, that is worldwide, and we have again couple of modules to discuss exclusively Indian context evolution of HRM. So in this module, we discuss the first four phases of human resource management evolution, which is in general. When you look at the learning objective of this module is, as I mentioned, it is to understand first four phases of evolution of human resource management in the world. So we have eight phases. In fact, these eight phases, if you just look at the industrial revolution beyond 1820 to 1840, that is one stage. The second is trade unionism between 1841 to 1909. The third one is scientific management between 1910 and 1920 to 1940. The fourth one, industrial psychology between 1945 to 1970. Human relations movement era, that is 1970 to 1980. The sixth one, behavioral sciences 1980 to 1990. And the contemporary human resource management era, that is 1990 onwards. And recently, after the 2000, we have human resource management in electronic age. So that is completely digitalized and then programmed human resource management practices across the world. So out of these eight, in this module, we are going to focus on the first four: industrial revolution, trade unionism, scientific management, and industry psychology. Now let us look at these the phases one by one. The first phase is the industrial revolution beyond 1820 to 1840. Especially if you look at the industrial revolution, that was the period where the mass labor existence was noticed, because industrial revolution gave a new process, new idea for manufacturing system because of usage of machinery. And at the same time, mass level of production also started, and it is to satisfy the human needs. So earlier we had barter system where the people produced the goods and services only for their self or own consumption. And whereas the industrial revolution gave a new platform to produce excess products and services for trading and transacting with others on price. So when you look at the profit maximization form, the factors of production like land, labor, capital, entrepreneur, all these were started so during this industrial revolution period. So that actually gave no, the space for the existence of industrial labor or industrial workers who engaged in the no, industrial activities because of mechanization and automation of the process of manufacturing activities. So that is the first stage where the human resource no, actually the felt in the organized system. And further, if you look at the second stage, that is the trade unionism between 1840 and then 1909, the world have been separated in two types of economies. One is the capitalization, which has a motive of profit maximization. Other side, the labor intensive economy. So we have two different no, dimensions here. When you look at the labor class reflected there, provoked by strikes, slowdowns, pen down, boycott, sabotage of the workers for resolution of the problems, where the new redressal procedures had been developed to subsidize the coerce like collective bargaining, grievance handling systems, arbitration, disciplinary practices, and so on. So these are the various issues were no, discussed and no, between the trade union representatives and then management. So that was the second phase. When you look at this, the second phase, in the second phase only the construction of Titanic and child labor no, existence and their pathetic conditions, right? So engagement of the unskilled and then the manual workers and the exploitation of these the people with less salary and then more workload. So all these happened during this period across the globe. When you look at the third one, the scientific management period from the F.W. Taylor's era, so where he engaged the labor with a different approach in terms of no, scientific orientation and then application of scientific methodology. So where he suggested development of true science, scientific selection training, and friendly cooperation between the management and then labor, and the development of every worker to his fullest aspects to get the maximum output. So it is a different type of orientation in the scientific management era. So you could see that the management and then organization system no, gave the space for the labors to exist and then work with the no, the system. And here, drawback is the man became the machine, and the human factors were completely avoided. So there is no any essence or even importance for a human element during the scientific management period because the men also treated as like a commodity at par with other machines. So that was the drawback. So then, if you just look at the fourth one, industrial the psychology era, where so the mainly the focus on the part of intellectual coefficient of the employees through MMPT, PIT, and then it is Minnesota multiple personality test and MBTI, that Mayer-Drage Junct no, topology, assign them to skill and an aptitude-based jobs. So these are the two techniques were used for engaging the labor and then maintaining the labor and to get the maximum productivity from the workforce in the organization. So further, if you just look at these two techniques in this era, so these were used, across, for the maximum utilization of the workforce. So MMPIT is right. It is a kind of personality inventory, instrument was developed in 1937 by clinical psychologist Starks or Hawkway and the psychiatrist J. Charlie McKinley at the University of Minnesota. So while the MMPI is not a perfect test, it remains a valuable tool in the diagnosis and then treatment of mental illness. because those days the main problem was mental, no, the sick, and then the many workers they are abnormal at workplace because of inhuman treatment no, at workplace. So that has given a lot of no, mental problems for the labor. So for that, this instrument was used to treat and then to help the laborers during those days. And another technique, MBTI, this Mayer Burgers type indicator. So this instrument is based on the Carl Jung's idea about perception, judgment, and the attitude in which these are the used in different types of people. How actually the perception and then judgment and then attitude influence and affect the performance of the individual. Such things were analyzed and interpreted no, by using this instrument. So with that, the first four stages of evolution of the management is something the different. The first phase, industrial revolution, no, reflected the existence of labor, and the second one it is something related to no, trade unionism, and then uniting all the people to collectively fight and raise voice against their no, unfair practices by the employers. And the third one is the scientific management, where there is a different orientation applied, the scientific methods, but the human element was ignored and then not at all considered at workplace. And finally, what happened in the fourth phase? So there was emphasis on the psychological aspect, and then the certain personality, assessment tests were used for helping the workers to come out from their mental health, ill health, and then to study the attitude and perception, and then the judgment of the workers or employees at the workplace, and their influence, and then impact on the day-to-day work, and then how we can improve by separating all these attitudinal aspects of the workers. So these are the four stages of the four phases of the first part of in general evaluation of human resource management. So with this, let me stop here, and thank you very much. Looking forward to meet you in video 17.